Hey, what's up, folks? Great to have you back on the show. I'm Sean David. I hope you're ready for some more old school NBA. Now, if we talk about some of the best bigs who ever touched an NBA basketball, we can easily mention Kareem Abdul-Jabbar and Shaquille O'Neal. Both played for the Los Angeles Lakers, and you would think since both were Lakers that they would get along and there would be no conflicts. But on the contrary. So this is going to be the topic for today's episode. But before I start, I want to give a quick shout out to my Patreons. Thanks a lot, you guys, for supporting the show. It's really appreciated. And I would say let's dig right into today's episode.
And I like Shaq, but he was no Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
You and Shaq, in your prime, if you faced off, would you handle him? Would we win that?
I don't know.
Could he have worked on his offense more? I mean, could have worked
Of course, he didn't have much of a shot away from the basket. 4 feet from the basket, he was approaching being ordinary.
We were looking at Anthony Davis when he put up 59 and 20, and then we saw the other games. Chris Webber had a similar game. You had one where I think he went for 61-23. Do you remember that game?
Yeah, that was the birthday game. That was the Kareem Abdul-Jabbar would not look at me game. So I had to try to earn his respect.
All right, you guys, it's time for the first time travel. Let me take you back to the 1990s where it all began. I guess we all know that when Shaquille O'Neal entered the NBA, we have never seen anyone like him before. A player with that size, being physically that gifted, was simply unheard of. I was told by many former NBA players that some centers called in sick once they had to play against Shaq. Numbers like 30 and 15 were nothing special to the big fella, and on certain nights he would even drop 40 points and 20 rebounds. His father, a military man, raised Shaq with a lot of discipline and always told him to watch the greatest bigs to ever play the NBA to learn their game. He was always saying things like, you have to be dominant like Will Chamberlain, or take this from Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, or take this from Bill Russell. So those legends had a great influence on Shaq, and he could see this in his game. He took the Orlando Magic to the 1995 NBA Finals, and at the young age of 23, he was already considered to be one of the greatest players who ever played in the NBA. Now, when the NBA would elect the 50 greatest players of all time in 1996, Shaq for the first time would meet all of his legends at once. At that time, Shaq did not know that one season later, he would be a Los Angeles Laker just like Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. The big fella was a student of the game, and especially in his younger days, he was really motivated, was working hard, and wanted to become the best big to ever play. Knowing of the large history the Lakers had, especially with big men, Shaq would have to fill huge footsteps in Los Angeles.
And that's center number 34, Shaquille O'Neal.
Of course, everyone remembers Showtime. I knew that they had great tradition, great history, and I knew that if I would come, then I would have big shoes to fill.
The Lakers are favored to win the NBA title this year because of the presence of Shaquille O'Neal.
To have my name mentioned in the same breath as a Jerry West, Magic, Chamberlain, Kareem, Worthy, would someday be an honor.
The Lakers will attempt to win their first NBA title since 1988.
Shaquille O'Neal came with huge expectations, but as we all know, the Lakers failed in the first couple of years, which was very disappointing to the Lakers legends. The Lakers community, and especially the Lakers legends, always stayed close to the franchise, and they were expecting Shaq to bring the championship right away. And so did Kareem. Kareem and Shaq had no conversations whatsoever. The big fella was expecting Kareem to embrace him right from the start, and was very disappointed that Kareem did not reach out. Kareem, on the other hand, was also very disappointed with Shaq. He was expecting Shaq to reach out to work on his game. As you can see, as it is often in life, miscommunication and non-communication. In the 1999-2000 season, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar did something that did not sit well with the Lakers fans. He became an assistant coach of the city rivals, the Los Angeles Clippers. We have to remember, the Clippers at that time were a totally different franchise. We are talking about one of the worst franchises of the 1990s. So when the Lakers would play the city rivals, the Clippers, you would have Kareem sitting on the bench of the Clippers. Really weird. Now, so then there was that day where both teams would play each other and Kareem would make one big mistake.
On this day, I broke all my rituals. My ritual consisted of, after shoot around, go home, eat 2 turkey club sandwiches with extra mayo and a Diet Coke. Take about a 3 to 4 hour nap. No, seriously.
He's not lying. He's not lying. He's not lying.
2 turkey clubs,
looking at Charles.
Diet Coke, take a nap, go play, go dominate. And you know, Clippers, we always manhandled and beat them. So that day I said, you know what, since I got a party tonight, I'm going to let Rick Fox and Kobe and those guys take over.
He's under the basket. He puts it up, finger rolls it in. You don't see him finger roll it very often. Rice in low to Shaq. Backing in. He got one shot. Oh, nice pass under to Harper, and Harper scores down the seam. The ball to Rice from Shaq. It's on the way, and that's a 3. Rice hits a 3.
Something else.
What?
Something else that I almost forgot to mention that kind of ticked me off. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar I guess he was a special assistant coach. So I got the ball one time and I, shot like a little sky hook, just to pay homage to him. And he did me like this, Ernie. He put his head down. So now I'm super pissed.
About a birthday race.
Big. He beat everybody down the floor. That's 7'1", 320 pounds stretching out and saying, catch me if you can. And a bad foul that time by Pete Chilcutt.
Shaw does it as well, maybe better than anyone. Rim high pass. Pass under to Shaq, and Shaq scores on the assist from Fox. Shaq now has 46 points. He bounced under to Shaq. He's there. He's got it. He needs 6 points.
Well, you can tell all of the Laker players are trying to get it.
That was a heck of a pass by Robert Olsen. Dorado with 9:51 to play for a long lead to Shaq. He's got it. He's getting it up and put it in. Shaq has got 52.
Every time I touch the ball, he put his head down. So I took it as a sign of disrespect.
His long pass. Slam dunk. Standing ovation. Beautiful play. Slam dunk. 54 points. Career high for the MVP of the year.
I take him out now.
Of course you take him out. Take him out. Let him stand. His birthday on top of it. Under the basket to score. Again, foul.
Well,
43 minutes. He's made 22 out of 30 shots. He's made 12 of 21 free throws. He's got 56 points.
as if he needed more numbers to solidify his MVP status.
That's 59. Yeah, they're going to leave him in for 60. They'll get a chance to get it back to Shaq. Kobe on the get to Shaq. Shaq slapped up. Oh, man. 61 points. Outside jumper. No good. Rebound to Shaq. Shaq's got 21. He's dribbling the ball. He knows what's going on in his 28th birthday. Under to Kobe. Shaq gets the assist. And Kobe makes a spectacular underneath. 117 to 97.
And I like Shaq, but he was no Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
Did you ever talk to Kareem about that?
No.
Take Shaq out, the next dead ball, and Shaq is pooped.
Happy birthday, big fella!
Shaq was incredible. At the end, he had 61 points, 23 rebounds, and 3 assists, which would be one of the best individual games in NBA history.
Only thing that upset me about the game is I think we had 5 minutes left. I think I could have went for 70 or possibly 80 for that game. You know, Phil took me out. So, but it was a great day.
So 61 and 23.
Yeah, 61-23.
Oof.
And he was tired.
All right, you guys, that's it for today's episode. I hope you enjoyed this video. And just one more thing, if you want to hear podcasts with me and former NBA legends, please check out the Basketball Time Machine podcast. You will find it on iTunes and on Spotify. All right, check it out, and I'll see you next time. Peace. I'm out.
I said, oh, okay, you're not going to look at me? So I just wanted to, show him that, yes, I was in the building, and yes, I was great.